I mean, are you going to do anything at some point? You said other crazy stuff. You said other stuff, crazy stuff today, okay?
This wasn't a hearing.
Give me $1 billion and I will do your work. Isn't that not the work that the EPA is doing today?
I don't know. Are you actually asking questions?
I am asking a question. Are you going to give an answer?
I'm going to start an answer and then you're going to cut me off. Is that how this works?
All right, well.
It turned into a fight. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin walked into a budget hearing. Democrats had scripts. The question, where does the money go?
Not only will we be able to fulfill all of our statutory obligations, we will be able to do more with less. Wild concept.
He said the budget cuts would hurt his state. Zeldin disagreed.
The EPA, under the current administration, has abdicated its core mission to protect public health and the environment, the Zeldin Act, to put guardrails around EPA's authority. Can you do yes or no? You're going to filibuster my time.
The answer is yes with
you do. Let me give you a quick lesson in federalism. If you cut the resources, they then cannot enforce. It's very basic math, sir.
$57.7 million the last year of the Biden administration, $561.9 million during the first year of the Trump administration. We obtained far more in criminal forfeiture.
It gets worse.
Don't read off your prepared notes. Answer my question. Who was the criminal forfeiture from? Who was the criminal forfeiture from? Because right now you're reading the script, and I'm asking you a question.
I'm giving you the numbers.
No, you're not giving me the answer. Sir, respectfully, could you just answer my question and abandon your script? Administrator, I am not going to allow you to I'm not going to allow you to overspeak me and ignore my questions with prepared scripts. I have very specific questions that require specific answers. You've been a member of Congress before. You know better. Shame on you. Shame on you.
His response?
And it was 59.3 million cubic yards. Compared to the last year of the Biden administration, it was 1.99 million cubic yards. $1 billion more in the value of injunctive relief. What you have is, you have members who want to grandstand, and they want to make a claim, and they actually meet the hard facts, the reality, and they hear the numbers. They want to cut you off. I understand that reaction when you come to a committee like this and you actually don't know what you're talking about.
That was round one.
I'm asking if you support the Chemical Safety Board doing an investigation. It's a yes or no. So you don't support the investigation by the Chemical Safety Board then?
I'm not saying that at all.
I'm trying to get an answer to that question. Will you? This is not that hard.
I'm telling you what the process is that we're following.
Okay, well, I'm asking you a question, and the question is, do you support the Chemical Safety Board investigation? Either you don't or you do. I understand OSHA's doing something.
I don't understand why you would think I wouldn't support that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you do support it?
Sure.
Okay, great.
I guess the problem is that
that's so easy. This is not a trick question.
So I thought you were maybe interested in what was going on beyond the grandstanding, but go ahead.
On the one hand, he supports the Chemical Safety Board investigation. On the other hand, he supports eliminating
about an OSHA process that's going on right now.
It's my time, sir. It's not your time. It's not your time. Even though this chairman doesn't want to enforce it, I will.
Everybody settle down.
You've just contradicted yourself, and it's very rude. It's very rude to even have the chairman.
That's going on right
even
now.
have the chairman have the witness stop what he's saying. He's
about
clearly
the actual
contradicting
process
himself.
That's going on.
And he looks like a fool in doing so.
Like
and in that, you won't even stop so that I could be heard. It's not appreciated. And with that, I'm going to yield back my time.
He yields back.
And, hopefully the EPA administrator can take the smirk off his face and worry about people's health and safety.
Okay, you didn't say anything about...
Then this. Next up, a congressman from New Jersey.
Just yes or no, would you agree that Sandy endangered communities in New York and New Jersey?
Absolutely.
I would too. And now we know that climate change worsened Sandy's impact, causing an additional $8 billion of damage from sea level rise. Like $47 is what I actually have it here, is the amount that was the baseline. Are you familiar with what current oil prices are per barrel?
Sure. Today?
Yes, today.
They're higher than that.
Yeah, it's actually today, U.S. gas prices hit the highest level since the beginning of Trump's war with Iran, and we know that Americans are paying for Trump's war at the pump, with average gas prices around $4 a gallon and diesel prices around $5 a gallon. Just yes or no, did the EPA fully and comprehensively account for additional healthcare costs, respiratory illnesses, hospitalizations, premature deaths associated with these rollbacks?
The decision was made based on the fact that the best reading of Section 202 of the Clean Air Act.
Oh, so it did not, right?
Same topic, different approach.
Does that mean that residents of New York should expect higher water bills or delayed projects? Which one?
Watch this.
Well, it's interesting how you're posing the question.
Because
Why is
it's either or,
why
right?
is
Because
New
you're cutting funding to
Jersey's energy
states,
prices-
right?
you know
what would
how much
do- what
energy
would you do if
prices
you-
are up
what-
in
what would you
Jersey
do? What would you do if
in
you
the
were
last
governor?
5
What would
years?
you do if you were governor, right, of New York, which you ran for? I'm going to
Point
move on
two
because
is-
you've said other crazy
asking
stuff.
your
You
question, why don't
said
you allow
other
me to
stuff, crazy
answer?
stuff today. Okay,
know what?
President asked the oil and gas industry for $1 billion in exchange for supporting these rollbacks that the EPA is administering now. Is that at all an issue for you that the president said to the oil and gas industry, give me $1 billion and I will do your work? Isn't that not the work that the EPA is doing
I
today?
don't know. Are you actually asking questions where you
I am
want
asking a
answers?
question. Are you going to give an answer?
I'm going to start an answer, and then you're going to cut me off. Is that how this works?
All right, well, if that's going to be the case, then I have another thing for you. What do you think about the $220 million ad campaign that Secretary Noem had with the
What do you
DHS
think about
that
the
went directly
46%
to
increase in
Trump?
energy
I'm
prices in
talking.
New Jersey?
That went to Trump
How about the
operatives. Did you speak
56%
out against
increase
that
in
as a
New York?
member of the administration?
How about the fact
did you
that the
speak
Biden
out?
EPA
Did you
was
speak
giving
out against that
billions
as
of
a member of the
dollars to
administration?
former Obama and Biden
I mean,
officials?
like the whole day.
How about the conflicts of interest during the Biden EPA that you don't want to uphold?
All right, what about in the Trump
How about the
administration?
gold
Well,
bars
if
they
you
said
want,
they
if you
were
want to talk
throwing
about the
off
Biden
the
administration,
Titanic.
talk about the Trump administration. You're a part of the
ask a
administration.
question and you don't want the
say that
answer.
Secretary Noem was wrong.
here to-
Sure,
he's
great.
Say
here
that
to talk
Secretary
about
Noem
the
was wrong.
EPA.
You're not going to.
You don't want to work with the agency.
Mr. Zeldin. Thank you. Mr. Zeldin is here to talk about the EPA, not other matters. At the same time, if it's related to the EPA, and you certainly can ask, but he also has a right to answer the question. So let's try to be a little more civil on all parts.
They came with scripts. He came with one question. This is the moment everyone clipped. You decide who won.